The Way is written and directed by Dastan Khalili, a raw and unhinged story that slowly turns into a spiritual and metaphysical tale about redemption. Jane is a death row inmate facing lethal injection in less than 24 hours. She has spent the last 13 years of her life in prison for killing her opponent during an illegal underground fight. Since then, Jane has taken the spiritual way under the tutelage of a fellow inmate. Her boyfriend is one of the correctional officers working in the facility and willing to do anything in order to save Jane. One of the things I like the most about The Way is that everything you need to know plot-wise is shown in the first couple of shots. There's not even need for dialogue, since the images speak for themselves and set the tone just right. There's a lot of blue tones everywhere. In the set design, the clothing, it really reflects the mood of the characters. I'm pretty sure death row is not the happiest place on earth, but it can also be a place for reflection and introspection. So both realities collide in the story. To me, this kind of feels like The Green Mile meets Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I mean, you got all the fantastic and metaphysical elements merged with the divine and ethereal features. It all makes up for a really interesting mix. Eli Jane does a great job as Jane, the death row inmate. Her character's transformation is one of the highlights of the movie. At first, she seems like a wild animal. The way she talks, the way she stares, all her grins and smiles. But scene after scene, as she comes to terms with her ultimate fate, the transformation is astonishing. She really nails it, even though sometimes her acting goes a little bit over the top, especially during the third act. The story jumps back and forward through the timeline, and slowly but steady, all the pieces fall into place. It becomes an interesting way to keep the audience in suspense. I mean, you have the feeling that it will all make sense as the plot moves forward, but you just don't know exactly how. The overall pacing of the movie works fine, in spite of a couple of scenes that overstay its welcome with repetitive or redundant dialogue. The third act is kind of a wonder because it turns everything upside down and ties it all together at the same time. In the end, The Way is a story about enlightenment, transformation and redemption, while also being a love story of sorts. So I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Thank you guys as always for watching. The Way will have a limited theatrical release in October, and after that it'll go to DVD and streaming platforms. So if you happen to see it in the future, please feel free to return to this video and just drop a comment below. I will continue doing both English and Spanish reviews on my channel, so if you would like to subscribe, that would actually be awesome. And hopefully, I'll see you next time.